Yeah. Coming at you live from the Dungeon of Doom here in Berks County, Pennsylvania. Hanging out with the Amish, just letting it all fly out. Unscripted, put it zero effort.
Unscripted.
Zero effort whatsoever.
None.
Into the show.
Because you guys don't deserve it.
I am the mongoose, but you can just call me Goose. I am beaten, bloodied, but still here because I'm a survivor. To my right, everyone's favorite degenerate gambler, the Sicilian millionaire, to be Mr. Sal Babs.
I think I'm only everyone's favorite who's fading me right now.
True, as they should be fading both of us. Because we are literally just... We just went into Normandy and just got absolutely massacred. I mean, we just freaking... I don't even... Name your worst war film.
Yeah, this is not good.
That's us right now.
This is not
But
good.
you know what? I actually don't give two shits because, well, number one, I just did 20 minutes in an infrared sauna, which if you don't live like in Florida or California and you're probably not getting, enough sunlight, you need to do like infrared, and just did that. Which apparently, did you know, Salbabs, that the latest craze is tanning or doing infrared sauna to where your testicles are exposed?
It's called sunning, right?
Yes.
I did know about this.
Yeah. And apparently it raises your testosterone. I got to say, after my 20 minutes, in the words of Robin Williams, I was harder than Chinese algebra. I mean, you could have hung 3 towels on it. So it's pretty...
I saw some literature on this. It's the science behind it isn't really that weird.
No.
Like, it makes sense, dude.
Yeah. Which, I mean...
It does.
Yeah, probably explains why they want us all living in the metaverse, not getting sunlight.
Yeah. Technically, that would be exactly what they want, eating bugs in the pods.
Yeah. So feeling pretty good right now. Also, I just absolutely killed the stock market the past couple of days. Like a degenerate gambler that I am, I was day trading a Bitcoin mining stock with short-term call options. So my portfolio, I just showed Sal Babs, it's up like 900%, literally, in the past 10 days. So even though I got absolutely crushed losing money on bets, not making bread, not buttering hose, I am doing it in other avenues. Also, just started the insurance this week. It's going really well. We've had people all over the country. Had one today in Germany, Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas. Got one in New Mexico tomorrow. So just been crazy busy with that. Hence why I've not been able to write the show and do all the sketches and fun stuff. But we're still coming at you live.
We have lives, so we figured we'll come live.
Yeah, exactly.
When we have lives, we go live.
Exactly. So just another reminder, guys, just talking to all these people, dude, it's just amazing. Like I heard it was like 32 trillion's been liquidated in the stock market. That's not happening over at Nelson Insurance Advisors. My brother is the real deal. I say 2 words during the entire meeting. But if you want to take a meeting, we're licensed in almost every state. If we're not licensed in your state and you're serious about business, we will get licensed for you. Nelson Insurance Advisors, we're not going to make you rich, but we will protect all your money, which you're not going to get in this market right now. License number 1087525, principal place of business in Reading, Pennsylvania. All right, Sal Babs, let's go off into what was the massacre of last week. I'm looking over your picks right now. And you picked Minnesota.
So did everyone in the universe.
Minus 12.
Bro,
versus Purdue. I warned you.
There's sometimes in this life where you're just fucking wrong, dude, and you just lose. There's no... If they played again this week, Minnesota covers that line.
I feel like we both advised each other about our picks last week, and we didn't listen to each other at all. And had we done that, we would have killed it. But I told you, Aiden O'Connell, that there was a chance he would play, in which case that's a completely different team.
I mean, he didn't even throw a touchdown though. He had 2 picks.
To your defense, where people
threw under 200 yards.
To your defense, where people really got fucked on this game, Mo Ibrahim, the star running back from Minnesota, he didn't play.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about that until game time.
Right.
That is
somehow people did and took Purdue.
That is a completely different team without him.
It's not even the team I wanted to bet.
Yeah. I mean, now especially that Chris Altman-Bell, the star wide receiver from Minnesota, is not playing. He's hurt for the rest of the year. That team needs Mo. I still think Minnesota probably wins the West once he comes back. But yeah, so you got fucked on that injury. And then I also warned you about the game Fresno State playing UConn.
Yeah, so dude, look, I hate Connecticut, dude. I can't, I can't fade them. I can't take them. I can't, go there.
You can't figure them out.
No. So I'm staying away from them, dude. I'm done with them.
Well, I told you though.
I'm running away from anything UConn.
I told you though that Jake Hayner, the star quarterback for Fresno State, that he was out, and you just saw how big of a difference that made. Also, just you talk about differences. I mean, that Fresno State team overall, since Kalen DeBoer left
They're bogus.
to take the head coaching job at Washington,
They're bogus.
Jeff Tedford is not a bad football coach, but obviously nowhere near the level of Kalen DeBoer.
No, this is I got duped on this team.
You did. You also had Maryland -7.
That hit.
That did hit.
That hit. And to be fair, I did reload and crank that, by
Yes.
the way. So that, just so no one knows, people are like, oh, well, you went this and that. Yeah, but some of these games are unit based. And,
Yeah.
there's certain games that I'm just fucking cranking. And since that was a 3:30 game, I had already lost Minnesota. I had already previously lost Fresno. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's turtle time. Turtle power.
Yeah. And you also had the Boss Cock lock, of course, both of us did, of Arkansas, in which case Bama, my one concern was that Bama was just going to rip through the asshole of the Arkansas secondary.
Dude, they
which
can't
is
stop the run, man. And
weaker than Swiss cheese. Also, you had Georgia -28, which was the fucking craziest game of the week because Missouri fucking almost knocked them off. I mean, it was a type of game that you knew Georgia was going to win, but Georgia was legitimately losing the majority.
Here's
of that
another one
game.
though. What we talk about records or whatnot, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, I didn't even lose. I did what any of you motherfuckers out there should have done with a laptop or a phone with service: is you live bet Georgia when they were down.
Yep.
That's what you did.
That was a good
That's
play.
what I did, and that's what you had to do because you knew they would squeak by and when they were due for one of these stupid games. And how funny are these writers, dude?
Yeah.
These AP poll writers. So Georgia struggles one game on the road and still wins, and they get moved down.
Yeah.
Out of a number one spot. Can you
Yeah.
even believe these people?
I can because they're fucking losers, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
They are actual losers too.
Oh yeah, legitimately. You also had Oregon -16.5. Did that hit? That hit? Okay.
It hit. It barely hit, but it hit.
Okay, so you had
And even if you did it, that was the best line you were going to get for that. It went up to 17.5. They won by 18. So anyone that bet that did cover.
so you had 2 wins, 4 losses.
2 wins, 4 losses. However, Georgia was a live bet win.
True.
So I mean,
You still came out okay.
yeah.
Me, not so much. I also had the Arkansas +17.5 Boss Cock lock. My Arkansas team, I mean, I didn't know coming. I was high on them. Having said that, they do have one of the most difficult schedules in the country. They're at Mississippi State this week. I think they get rolled. KJ Jefferson is hurt. They also have to go to Provo to play the BYU Storm and Mormons. Just a really fucking tough schedule overall. Now we know why the over-under from Vegas was only, I think, 7.5. I did hit on Kentucky +6.5, my one win. I felt pretty good about Chris Rodriguez coming back. Will Levis had his fucking finger. Did you see his finger? How badly, he could have fucking, fingered a chick at, a 90-degree angle. It was fucking, WWE disgusting.
Dude, it was fucking weird. I've never seen anything.
Dude, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Will Levis finger. It'll come right up.
You're like, yeah, bro. And they'll come up and they're just all twitching.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting.
It was like when Tua Tagovailoa was laying on the ground, in the Miami game.
Yeah.
Fucking just cracking out, dying.
I will say Mark Stoops, as I thought, he would keep it within a field goal. Kentucky just didn't have enough offensive firepower at the end, but that was my one win. Iowa +11. Okay, I'm going to defend myself here. Anybody who watched that game, Iowa got fucked so
Dude, they
hard
did, man.
on penalties.
At home.
At home. If you're a Big Ten fan, you know it's not unheard of for referees to fuck you on Michigan and Ohio State games in particular. That's
Oh, my
just
God.
the bread and butter of the Big Ten. They're just the fucking blue bloods of the conference. They've been there forever. But for Iowa at Kinnick Stadium to get fucked that bad, man, it was really rough. They honestly they should have definitely covered. They didn't, but Air Force -14, I love this Air Force squad. Navy is dog shit, but once again, the under hits in a service academy game. I forget what the line is. It's like 85% of the time though. The past 20 years, the unders hit. That should have been the play. I thought there was a chance that Air Force just may roll them, but give Navy credit. They played hard, and
Yeah.
it just
Sometimes like we make picks or this and that, and sometimes you just got to give credit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to give credit.
yeah. I had BYU minus 24 against Utah State. Credit Utah State. They played very physical. Fucking BYU played like absolute dog shit. Just penalties all over the place, and they were deserved. Unlike Iowa, just making stupid false starts. Too many men in motion. All the basic bullshit that Satake there needs to get his boys in line. Utah State was more physical. Utah State ran the fucking ball down BYU's throat. That's why I'm on Notre Dame this week. We'll talk about that later. But just not really impressed with BYU. Gunnar Romney did come back, as I said. He had one spectacular catch the first play of the game. And then after that, he had like 4 catches for 50 yards. So nothing special there. Last game on the board here had Oregon State plus 10.5. Chance Nolan, quarterback for the Beavs, got hurt. And this Utah team is exactly what I said they would be at the very beginning of the year, except for fucking week 1 when I needed them just to win.
Yeah, when we actually
for
needed them to just
47,000.
do one fucking thing.
Yeah, Florida is exactly who I thought they would be, and Utah is too, except for that week 1 game. So let's not rehash that, but that's our week 1 picks. Now, Sal Baps, let's get into the world of college football.
Big fire.
Dude, fucking Paul Chryst out at Wisconsin.
I'm just stunned that they just went and did it.
They just did it.
I mean, like, I knew that he would probably not be back, but they just did it.
We were talking about how, Barry Alvarez, even though he's not the AD anymore, he is kind of the guy running things there. Honestly, I chalked this up too because it was about $11 million buyout, which in the world of college football, that's not a lot of money.
No, not at all.
But for Wisconsin, what Wisconsin has been, that is a shit ton of money. I think it just kind of signifies, Sal Baps, the coming TV contracts in particular for the Big Ten and just how much fucking money is coming their way. They're like, yeah, fuck it. $11 million, that's chump change. We're getting rid of your ass.
I mean, look, this team's been getting worse every year. And if people look at the record, they're like, well, you don't even watch Wisconsin. Dude, look, like, you can't. They were trending in a place where they were going to be in college football dark ages.
Yeah.
Like, you have teams now, mid-tier teams scoring 35 a game.
Yeah.
Like, corny teams doing that,
Yeah.
dude. Like, middle-tier teams doing that. Like, you can't win 20-17 anymore.
Yeah.
You just can't. The style of recruiting has failed them. They're not recruiting speed. They're recruiting system guys
Exactly.
for a world that doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of
Exactly.
like basically our high school education.
Yeah.
They essentially trained us for a world we would have no shot in.
Basically. Which is why I'm now day trading fucking Bitcoin mining stocks.
Right. I gamble money on sports. Like, this is as dystopian as my life would ever be.
For sure. Also, Carl Durrell out at Colorado. We've been fading them the entire year. Obviously,
Yeah, yo,
what a nah. I will say, in Colorado's defense, they got fucked with Mel Tucker taking the Sparty job at the last
Dude,
second.
Mel Tucker was better off staying there and building an empire out there.
I disagree. I still think Mel's gonna be okay at Michigan
No,
State.
I'm just
but
mad.
I mean, honestly, Carl Durrell was just a retread hire, horrible hire. They should have just taken a chance on an assistant. I think that's probably.
Dude, that team is so trash, man. Like,
I think Jeff Grimes is actually the assistant offensive coordinator for Baylor. I think he's the one who actually gets the job there at Colorado. Former assistant head
like
coach
that, yeah.
under Dan Hawkins when Dan Hawkins was the head coach at Colorado. I just their choices are a retread coach, which someone like Dan Mullen, I don't mind him getting a job again.
Could see
But I think
that.
you take a chance on a guy like an upstart assistant coach like a Jeff Grimes. Herm
Depends on
Edwards.
what they want to stabilize there. Like, do you want to just like build something, or do you want to win quicker? Like, what? I mean, their conference might not exist soon.
Exactly. I think in Colorado.
So how do you hire with not knowing the future of your own league? This is their own fault. This is liberals being liberals. Like they've put themselves in this position.
Agreed.
So
if I think if you're Colorado, if you're anybody in the Pac-12, you must win and you must fucking win now.
like USC was so fucking smart to get Lincoln Riley because if their conference doesn't exist anymore, they'll survive in another one with him.
Right, they already joined the Big Ten.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if that really ever, I mean, if it does happen,
It's
but like
USC's happening.
yeah. So
UCLA,
my point is, like,
we'll see.
my point is like they could see the writing on the wall and we're like, dude, we need to get a big dick coach here because we're going to join a big dick league.
Yeah.
Where the rest of the Pac-12 is little dick coaches in a little dick league. They'll probably be absorbed by the Mountain West, which is hilarious if that even happens.
I think the Big 12 is going to take a couple schools, including Arizona State. Arizona State has just grossly underachieved for years.
But some of these are like basketball moves too, though. Like you know what I mean? Like some of them are like Arizona and Arizona State being in the Big 12 is insane for basketball. Actually, that's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
And the same, even USC going to the Big Ten in basketball is wild.
Yeah.
They're a tournament team yearly.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent there at USC.
They put guys in the league.
Andy Enfield.
Constantly put guys in the league.
So yeah, I mean, just fucking people getting fired all over. So Sal Apps, let me ask you this question: who's your prediction for the next coach to get fired?
You're gonna have to probably dig pretty deep here because I think a lot of these coaches are these people. It could be this fucking dinosaur at Iowa.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it could, dude. Bro, their nepotism just like toxic trash, dude. I mean, this is a team now that has no shot to compete at all. I mean, I'm fading them this week. You're not even. When was this team ever an underdog at Illinois in the past 20 years?
Yeah, Brett Bielema doing a hell of a job there at Illinois.
My point is like, what's the end game here for Iowa? Like, what's the end? You're going to I think once they saw Wisconsin go, they do that. They're like, shit. Okay, it's kind of like in the mob where like a big boss gets whacked. It's like they didn't want that because now the other families might do it to their boss. You know what I mean? It's like now, like if you're Iowa, do you just now go, look, dude? Sorry, man, you got to go because now major guys are going down around you. It's the mob theory, dude. It's the mob boss. That's why they didn't. That's why they didn't like bosses getting killed.
Yeah,
because it's any family could just go, hey, we should just fucking do that.
Yeah,
like.
I mean, man, as far as my predictions for the next head coach, all the usual suspects that I thought: Georgia Tech, Arizona State, Colorado. Did not see Wisconsin coming, obviously, but I mean, all the ones that were pretty obvious have happened. I think you're going to have a huge domino effect. Lance Leopold, the head coach of Kansas.
Yeah, you're going to see moves, yeah. But in terms of fires, it's like where else would you look besides Iowa?
Texas A&M.
He doesn't beat anyone.
I know the buyout on Jimbo Fisher is
Bryce
like
Harper's contract.
It's basically Bryce Harper's contract.
That's what it would be, dude.
But you know how insane and how much money is there at A&M? They would do it in a fucking heartbeat. If A&M, let's say, only wins like 2 more games the rest of the year, at the very least, Jimbo Fisher is going to have to fire his entire coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball.
Bro, look, dude. This thing's kind of been a failure with him, if you think about it.
Kind of.
It's kind of been a failure. They opened the year number 5.
Yeah.
They're going to lose this week. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be ranked. So where are you now? If you hired this guy to change your program, are you not back where you started? You're an unranked team now.
And then you also have your absolute hated rival, Texas, joining your league in 2 years.
Yeah.
The one advantage you had over Texas was the SEC conference affiliation. Guess what? That's going out the shitter.
And it's gone.
And we think Quinn Ewers is the real deal. Arch Manning is committed to Texas. And it looks like Sark, even though Texas has 2 losses this year, anybody who's watching this Texas team knows that things are treading in the right direction.
All right, so we're going down the dangerous path of is Texas back? Like this is like the common thing that can get you punked. Like is Texas back?
Yeah,
because they say this all, but like
they are back.
They are. This quarterback actually goes there and doesn't break commitment.
Arch Manning would never break a commitment like that. No way in hell. The only way
there's
it would
a
happen.
PR meltdown if that.
Only way it would happen is if Sark gets fired. Sark's not getting fired.
Dude, he's gross, dude. Like they're gonna be. I mean, he
The
can
matchups-
he can be like what we once saw with Texas growing up with these great quarterbacks. Like
Yeah.
he might change the whole culture back.
I mean, Joe Klatt already said that was the big thing that he noticed with Texas was that their culture was completely changed. So, anyways, all kinds of crazy shit happening. I'm sure with these TV contracts and just Armageddon for some of these schools as far as FBS football and the coming changing landscape. I mean, we're basically heading toward an NFL model. There's going to be more heads that are going to fucking roll. It's going to be Game of Thrones style, just fucking
French Revolution.
French
style.
Revolution, yes.
Fucking off with
Guillotine coming for everybody. All right, Sal Baps, let's get into this week now. We're gonna be getting into the week 6 here.
Yeah.
Give me some fucking traps you're looking at.
Dude, so look, this fucking board is either going to go the way I think it's going to go, or I'm going to get hit even worse. It's like we talked about Normandy Beach.
Yeah.
Well, this is like you made it over the beach, and now you got to like go into Europe with. Like,
Yeah.
You have no clue what's in front of you. And
Yeah.
You just possibly will most likely die. Trap games, I gotta think that Washington laying 14 against Arizona State is a trap. Arizona State's now had a couple weeks to like kind of settle down since the major changes there. Washington's kind of showing that they're not really that cool yet. It's a big number to lay on the road. I'm starting to see these teams actually not hit these numbers. Like USC had trouble covering the other week. I mean, like, so
I do disagree with you a
2
little
weeks
bit.
in a row,
We'll
USC
see.
has not covered.
I hear you.
2.
I hear
Both
you.
teams were inferior.
I have a rebuttal for that, but you go on. Any other trap games
I think
you're
it's a
looking at?
trap game. If someone looks to this and they go, "Oh my God, ranked Washington at Arizona State, I'm going to take them." Just be careful. That's all. It may not be a trap, but the other game I'm looking at as possible trap here is I think we both are going to agree with this is Kansas State. I mean, do you see Iowa State winning that game?
I think that's actually one of my picks.
Yeah, I mean
that
that's a
line
trap,
that
dude.
line fucking smells to the high heavens.
There's one game a year Iowa State knocks somebody major off up there.
Listen, Kansas State, you get them into 3rd and longs, and they are absolutely fucked. Adrian Martinez, hell of an athlete, can't play the quarterback position to save his life. And Iowa State, if you look at the stats, they are a top 35, I believe, run defense at home. With a line that smells, yeah, I'm all over Iowa State.
Dude, I mean, this line opened at 1, and people cranked Kansas State because they saw low-hanging fruit. But I'm telling you, people, 7:30 at night up there, man, that's a weird game. Just be careful. That's all.
All
Weird
right,
game.
all right, Sal Bapp. So give me your pick 6 for this upcoming week. Let everybody
Yeah.
know who you're fucking with.
So, dude, I'm fucking with this over on Texas, Oklahoma. It happens every year. They usually, I mean, I'm shocked it's 65. It's usually, I've seen it as high as 80-something before.
I mean, honestly, with this Oklahoma defense, that's their only chance of winning is keeping up with freaking Texas.
It's not going to happen. I just feel like you got to go with this here. So I'm going to be taking this. Now, USF plus 27.5 at Cincinnati. Weird game. I got to think people in Florida have a lot going on, this and that, but what better escape than football? I do think they can keep this close. My dad's kind of been like a USF better most of the year.
Okay.
I don't know why, but he has. I've noticed that, and we both know that he's, for some reason, insane at gambling. Italian genetics, I guess. My next one is Pitt coming back, minus 14.5, hosting Virginia Tech, dude. Embarrassing loss for Pittsburgh. Embarrassing loss.
You got fucking railed by a team with no coach.
Embarrassing, dude.
At home.
At home. That's a disastrous loss for the program. But I don't think that they're in a situation where they just like give up on the year or anything. I feel like they'll get their shit together, come back, and bang this one out against VTech, dude. My next one is going to be probably it's a gamble here. This is a gamble, but I'm taking it. Utah minus 3.5. I will be money lining that though, just to clarify that. I will be money lining Utah at UCLA. UCLA just knocked off Washington. We saw that.
Yep.
But what's the difference between Washington and Utah? Utah's way more physical than Washington.
Way more physical.
They're just way more physical. I think they're going to be able to squeak this out against UCLA, although UCLA is better than I thought they were. UCLA does match up better against teams like them.
UCLA can put 40 on anybody.
They can, but I don't. There's going to be some resistance in this game, I feel. That Chip Kelly's a little bitch when it comes to resistance. They usually just kind of like, meh. We'll go with Utah here.
Okay.
Next one I think we spoke about earlier is going to be our like possible lock. It's Ohio State University at my Michigan State Spartans.
Yes.
Who are a disastrous program. It is homecoming, so does that matter, dude? Does it matter? Unless Plaxico Burress is like running out of that tunnel shooting like a 45 in the air and the place goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what does that matter?
I mean, listen, the Michigan State secondary is just absolute dog
Dude,
shit.
I knew this after the first week of the season when they lost 2 defensive starters who weren't guys keeping them together, period, anyways.
And now,
it was just going to be a disaster.
And now the freaking high-powered Ohio State offense.
They might be getting their best weapon back.
Best weapon, my Heisman tickets.
And remember,
Smith and Jigba.
And remember, this is a team that Ohio State likes to kick their ass. People think about like the Michigan shit and all that. This is their second rival. This is the team that they want to beat this team just like, I know people are like, oh, what are you talking about? Michigan, Ohio State. I'm telling you, if you're in the Midwest, MSU versus OSU is a rivalry game.
Sure. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. To a
It
certain
absolutely
extent.
is.
Here's my question for you. My Jackson Smith and Jigba tickets, do I just burn them already, or even 1 month into the season, if he comes back and is who I think he is?
Never give up. Never rip up a ticket. I always give that advice to people. Never rip up a ticket because I have seen shit that no man should have. I have bought out and ripped up tickets of games that should never. They shouldn't have covered in a movie.
So you're telling me there's a chance he could still win the Heisman?
Dude, never rip up a ticket, dude. Dude, if you rip up that ticket, he'll have 18 touchdowns in the next 4 weeks.
There you go. Sal Babs is.
I mean, dude, seriously, but like, you never. People do not rip up tickets until the clock is expired on anything. I'm telling you, I've seen it all.
I like it. Any other? Was that your full 6 or?
Yeah, we got OSU, we got Utah, we got Pitt, we got USF, we got the over in Texas, Oklahoma, and no, sorry, my other play is going to be it's going to be Illinois hosting Iowa.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's going to be Illinois. Dude, if I see Illinois is now a team that's laying points, and I get people are going to be like, oh, well, they jumped on Wisconsin, this and that. Dude, Illinois, if we're smart gamblers, which I believe I am regardless of record because my bank account says differently. But if you're seeing Illinois starting to be favored against teams, dude, I like that. It means that, like, there's nothing Vegas can do about it. It's like you got to take this.
Okay.
You got to take this, dude. I think this could be it for Iowa, man. I mean, this could be the end of it.
As someone who watched that entire Iowa-Michigan game last week, I'm not fucking touching that game. I do love Illinois. I love Brett Bielema.
Right, but I think you're putting too much stock into some bad calls that Iowa didn't get. It's
still Michigan, dude.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, Michigan's still a good squad, especially defensively.
What did they do? They got blown out, bro. Like, they didn't cover. They lost. Like, they got killed.
Well, they were inside their own 20 a couple times. Came away with no points. So.
I'm taking Illinois here.
Right.
I like what I see, dude. This is a legitimate rebuilding program.
All right.
Against a team that's trending down, the end of their run.
All right, my pick 6 here, starting out. I'm going blood in the water on my Arkansas Razorbacks. They're at Mississippi State. Year 3, Mike Leach. He has the Pirates, the XXX version where he's just fucking you in the ass. And I'm taking Mississippi State minus 9.5. Listen, this line opened up at like 6. It's all the way up to 9.5. Anything under 10. KJ Jefferson, quarterback for the Razorbacks. He hasn't practiced a single day this week. He's been in concussion protocol. I think there's a chance he doesn't even play. If he doesn't play, I mean, literally this line's going to be like 15-16.
Yeah, it will be.
Next one on the board here, Purdue is at Maryland. I'm taking Maryland minus 3. Aiden O'Connell is hurt once again. He's a game-time decision. even if he plays Maryland at home, I think they win this game by.
Dude, I got it. Do we take Mike Loxley out of the fake coaches club?
I mean, for this year we do at least.
Yeah, I think we have to. I mean, his job is in no way, shape, or form in jeopardy at all.
Absolutely not.
So I think he's out.
I'm taking Maryland -3. If Aiden O'Connell doesn't play this game, this line is going to be like freak. It's going to balloon up and be something you need to live bet. Next one here. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I'm taking Notre Dame -3.5. They're playing BYU at Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders' home stadium there in Vegas. How fucking weird is it that Notre Dame is playing a game in Las Vegas, by the way?
Dude, it's a genius idea, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say that.
It's going to be a cool game. I'm looking forward to it. Now,
Yeah.
I did live in Vegas. I did the Tony and Tina's wedding show at the Rio Hotel there for about a year. And one of the things I was so surprised about living in Vegas was all the fucking Mormons who not only live in Vegas,
Dude, huge Mormon
but
area.
they actually work in the gambling industry.
Dude,
They-
they're gamblers.
they don't gamble themselves, but they'll work in the space and make money off it.
Yes,
It's kind
that's
of
what I mean.
interesting.
Like they know the lifestyle, but yet like don't partake. I swear they're liars.
No.
How can you be around it like that? And not be
Trust me,
involved?
they did it, but they do
There's
love.
got to be like some Mormon mafia or something.
Oh, there definitely
Like
is,
the
no doubt.
Money.
But I think Notre Dame is going to be super physical with BYU, which is what Utah State did to BYU. They ran the ball down BYU's fucking throat. I think Notre Dame just out physical as BYU
Dude,
the
that's
entire
the
game.
exact theory on why you like this game is why I like Utah. The same number too, 3.5.
Yeah. Next game here, I'm taking Boise State -7.5 against Fresno State. Jake Haener is not playing again this week. Boise State, they brought in the legend, Dirk Cutter, the man who launched Boise State. He's the new offensive coordinator there at Boise State. Halftime, he made some great adjustments,
Smart.
and they fucking rolled San Diego State last week. I think this Fresno State team is
They're done. Fade them.
done. Fade them. Without Haener, they have no chance in hell. I'm taking Boise State -7.5. Next game here, as Sal Baps breaks my fucking.
This is live. This is live show.
He just fucking broke my fireplace. We got Tennessee at LSU. LSU is +3. This line smells a bit. Now, I
It
will
is
say
trappy.
Tennessee has several big injuries. Their top wide receivers out. They have a starting defensive lineman out. And it is at Death Valley. It's only a 12 o'clock kickoff, though.
Weird.
Jaden Daniels got banged up last week. He is playing, though, this week. I don't know. This line just fucking smells. I'm just, I was on Brian Kelly and the LSU over. I'm just going to take LSU because this line smells.
I agree with that, by the way.
And then we're
It's
all
the right move.
the boss cock lock. We're on Ohio State.
OSU, dude.
-27.
Yes.
Listen, as you
It's
know,
just too many guys.
I have the mortgage on Jackson Smith and Jigba Heisman tickets. Sal Baps tells me not to burn them.
I wouldn't. No.
Hopefully he comes back this week. If he does against this Michigan State secondary, he is just gonna blow them out like the vagina of Lisa Ann. I mean, it's gonna be ugly. I'm hoping he plays, and if he does, even if he doesn't, we're seeing Marvin Harrison Jr.
These guys
Stud.
aren't going to stop.
Emeka Egbuka.
They might not punt.
Dude, even Julian Fleming, who's been hurt his entire career at Ohio State, is coming around. Ryan Day is showing why he's the best play caller in probably the entire world of college football. I think Ohio State rolls. Boss cock lock and
Yeah, it is.
my pick six.
It is. I agree, man. We got to just do it.
I did just make before the show started. I did a quick poontang parlay for like $10. It pays out 23,000.
Ooh, that's okay.
I will post it on Instagram.
I want to hear it.
If you're not, no, because they have to go to Instagram. They have to follow us.
Go on there.
Follow us on Instagram at Butter and Hose, at Instagram and Twitter, Butter and Hose. Make sure you follow us.
And tell us if you like live better.
And yeah, let us know if you like the live
Because
show.
then we don't have to do shit.
Yeah, I don't have to fucking write shit and put my big dig brain to use. I can use it for insurance. And if you fucking are losing money in the market, guys, like I said, schedule a meeting with me and my brother for the insurance. We are helping a lot of people across the country. We can help you too. Email me or even about the show. If you just want to bitch about the show, Derek@nelsonplan.com. That's DEREK at nelsonplan.com. Sal Baps, any last words?
Yeah, dude, like this is a weird week, man. I mean, there's a lot of shit that can happen here.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see any major firings like last week, but there's some major implications on these games. I mean, like Utah's done. If they lose this game, they're done. Any shot at anything's over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's major shit that can happen here. Jimbo Fisher gets blown out by a backup quarterback in Alabama. How much more can they do with this guy? He was being a douche before the season. He bought the whole team. They suck.
A lot of blood money down there at A&M, a lot of oil money. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting week.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, guys. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, and remember, make that bread and butter them hoes. And that's it.